Let's go.
At the end of Disc 1, where Squall and his friends fight the mysterious sorceress Idea at a parade in Darling City, something terrible happens to him. It almost seemed like they defeated the witch when she suddenly summons deadly crystals who pierce his chest and make him fall off the stage. While hearing Rinoa yelling his name in the background, he closes his eyes and dies? The claim is that from that point of the story plot till the very end, all of what happens is just a dream, because Squall has died right at this moment, as Idea killed him. This theory is one of the oldest in the franchise ever made, and it supposes that all of which is seen on the other discs is nothing but a vision of what could have happened in his life, like a flash from toddler to geezer before you die. One argument for the theory is that players of Final Fantasy VIII criticized the come up with the orphanage story and Squall and Alone and everybody else. They said it would be too convenient to be true, and since we only got to know it further in the game, it would actually make sense that Squall just made up the whole thing while he was dreaming. But what if Alone appearing at the very beginning of the game where he lies in bed after his injury? She still needs to find a logical place in the plot then. At the first disc, Squall talks about Cypher and his possible execution, and he questions his own fate and what would happen if he dies, like what would people think of him after his death. And shortly after this, he has an interesting thought of what reality is about. Think what you want. Reality isn't so kind. Everything doesn't work out the way you want it to. This could be one hint that he'd rather stay in a dream, where he'd be able to pull the strings. Another reason to it could be that Squall wakes up in the Gilbedian desert prison after Idea's attack with no sign of a wound left. He clearly remembers the attack though, and is puzzled by himself. Some maintain that Idea recovered him to full health, but sorry guys, I don't see any cause why she would do this. So it has to be some kind of illusion where he's completely unharmed. Last but not least, the ending, cutscene and FMV are without a doubt full of strange relations. After you defeat Ultimesa, she stumbles these weird words. Reflect on your childhood, your sensation, your words, your emotions. Time, it will not wait. No matter how hard you hold on, it escapes you. Now this is some evidence. On disc 3, you watch Rinoa die in space. Some say of course she didn't die, others say she did. And the theory guesses that the place where she finds Squall lying on the ground after he desperately cried out for her is heaven. And to be honest, that sugary, girly pasture with flowers and feathers flying around with sentimental eyes on me in the background seems to imply that they're in heaven. However, you see every one of them in the credits, which take place back in the academy in Bellum Garden. So far, my strongest point against the theory is that you don't know what actually happened to the rest of the team members. If it was all just a dream. I mean, none of this is true, okay, but life still goes on for the rest of them, but the game wouldn't tell us. I simply doubt that the developers decided to depend the stories of Quistis, Cypher and Rinoa on Squall's imagination. Accordingly, my conclusion is that the Squall is dead theory has too many gaps to sound conclusive and can't be real. See you soon when I say again, it's conspiracy time.